Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and tonight I want to talk about the last 7 months of gaming, both Microsoft and PlayStation 5. But before we get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. So before I decided to get on here tonight, I was going through Twitter and I noticed this story about a kayaker that freaking hold on a minute, I'm trying to find this story. About a kayaker that planned like this little trip or something out to I guess I don't know, he was like doing like a kayaking trip or whatever, and after 6 days he decided that he didn't want that he needed help. You know, the waves and stuff were getting bad, so they went and rescued him, and now everybody's asking how much it cost, and it was like they said it was $42,000, and now they're like, oh gosh, well should we make them pay for it? And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, do these new people that write our news, do they not understand that that's the whole reason we pay taxes, is so that if we make mistakes or something happens, that there's somebody there for us? That's the whole reason we have a Coast Guard. That's the whole reason we have a police department, a fire department. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand, man. The news is getting out there, like really out there. So yeah, that was the fun fact for tonight. But yeah, the last 7 months of gaming. So I want to kind of be real about this tonight, because it's not that I've been disappointed or like it's underwhelming, because I mean, it has been kind of overwhelming, you know, with, you know, game releases and stuff like that. I mean, there was a couple months that it felt like a drought. There was really nothing coming out, but I mean, we've had a pretty decent amount of games come out since the launch of the consoles, and you know, up till now. So if we are Subject, how you doing? If we've had, you know, all these games, you know, coming out since the since the consoles came out, you know, we've had a pretty decent amount of games. A lot of them, you know, cross-gen and stuff. And well, I mean, actually, technically, we could probably say every single game, including everything on PlayStation 5 that's come out, is essentially a cross-gen game. And we're 7 months into the next generation already. To be honest, until now, I was going through my backlog. I'm done with Ratchet. I guess Scarlet Nexus is next. Yeah, Scarlet Nexus. But Jet, don't you kind of feel like we're just like, don't you kind of feel like we're just stuck in an endless circle of consuming the same type of game, like over and over and over again? I mean, like, how much like really changes in these games, you know? Like, what? I mean, every open world game is basically an Ubisoft game. Every racing game is basically, you know, either an open world racing game or a track racer. Every shooting game is basically a shooting game. Yeah, I mean, like the most they can come up with is like running on walls and stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of question this, because like, are we really going to get next gen games this generation, or are we just going to continue to get the same games but they look way better? I'm not saying that I'm not saying that these games are bad and that I don't love them or I don't like them, but gosh, man, it just, I mean, Cyberpunk 2077, when that came out, this game was supposed to be freaking amazing. Originality is starting to go away at this point, lol. I mean, like, because if you think about it, when we were in the freaking 80s, man, in the 80s, playing Mario, 2D side scrolling games. And then we got, the Super Nintendo. It was still basically the same thing, 2D side scrolling games, whatever. I mean, that was fine. Then we got PlayStation. We got Sega Saturn, stuff like that, and then we got our first 3D games, that was next generation, we went to 3D. And then after that, we go to and I mean, we've been stuck in this 3D template now with basically every generation just tacking on to that. Yeah, Series X. I mean, my experience with Cyberpunk 2077 wasn't bad, and I just stuck straight to the campaign. Every time I deviated from the campaign, that's when things would start to fall apart, and it wasn't really that great of an experience for the most part. Some of the side stuff was okay, but that's when you like really start seeing things fall apart. Like if you went out and started exploring the world and stuff, yeah, it started to fall apart pretty quickly for me. So I just stuck to the campaign. I don't think we'll get a huge leap this gen. I think it'll be mostly FPS and resolution boost. Yeah, and see, that's what I'm talking about. Well, that's kind of. I mean, you're mostly right for the most part. I think a lot of developers are going to stick to that same basic that template. But we do have what I'm going to consider the actually the real first next generation game that's actually doing something. No, ray tracing is just another graphical feature to add to, already the impressive, like that has to change. Ray tracing is something that goes along with increasing the visual, the visual package of our already templated games. So Flight Simulator. I know it's not like a game that everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, I got to play it. But if you think about the technology being used for that game, because there's no way that you could fit that game on your Xbox if you had to have the whole planet downloaded on your hard drive. There's no way. So for them to be able to stream in that world as you're flying, like from what I understand, honestly, if you get in a plane and you want to fly from like the United States to China or whatever, then you have to then it's going to take you that 14 hours to fly there or whatever. And if that's true, yeah, I did play Metro Exodus. I'd seen that it looks pretty good on my Xbox Series X. I haven't got to any of the places where everybody was talking about how it like looks 1080p or anything like that. So, I mean, as far as, yeah, it looks freaking good. I like the way it looks. So I'm not saying that stuff's not next gen, guys. I mean, that is next gen visual. What I'm kind of saying is, it's going to be pretty impressive if when we play Flight Simulator next month, if we can like take off, from an airport in our town and fly to China, and it takes like, hold on, I want to see that. How long is the flight from China to USA?
14 hours.
So 14 hours. So 14 hours. If it literally takes you 14 hours to fly a 747 plane from an American airport to China, I'm going to be pretty freaking impressed, guys. If that happens and I can do that on my Xbox, I'm going to be pretty impressed. I was talking to my boy the other day, and he was saying we might have to hit the peak when it comes to graphics. I don't know. I might have to agree to an extent. I think we've already hit basically a plateau for the most part with just last gen graphics. And this gen, I mean, we're definitely going to get higher fidelity visuals. So I mean, I think we're going to peak out pretty much for a while right now. when it comes to visuals for the most part. What do you guys think? I mean, that's where I think. I don't think we hit the peak, but it's going to get more. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Azzy, what's up, man? Appreciate you guys coming to the stream. Yeah, I think we're going to kind of hit a peak in terms of consoles. Anyways, I think we're going to hit a peak where price versus versus being able to get those better visuals are definitely gonna hold that back a lot more than graphics processing power and stuff like that. Well, yeah, exactly. Until we get a new technology. So whatever's in our boxes right now is basically what we're going to have. And if they do a mid-gen console refresh, 3 years or whatever, they could probably maybe double that depending on heat constraints and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I would be with that. Every generation, the graphic improvements become, yeah, exactly. From PS3 to PS4, the graphics, they didn't really, I mean, they did change. I mean, you could tell they were definitely better, but it didn't really change until like Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. Then it was like more of a jump visual wise. And then so this generation, yeah, I guess it depends, I mean, if Ubisoft is still making maps the same size as, say, Assassin's Creed Valhalla or whatever, then they could probably get way more detailed. I mean, we saw that demo of Avatar. Remember that from that Snowdrop engine from Ubisoft? That thing looks pretty freaking good, man. That's got some pretty high fidelity. I still think that Forza Horizon 5 looked much better than that, though, in my opinion. Every generation, yeah. So I mean, like, I don't think graphics are gonna take off that much, especially if we're gonna. I mean, you guys have already seen what ray tracing is doing to games like other games that have come out, like Metro Exodus, adding ray tracing in there. I mean, that resolution can drop as low as 1080p, unless there's a way to really crank up the DLSS or get something like that on Xbox and PlayStation. I mean, we're gonna be tanking resolution pretty fast. The only thing they can do is just increase storage capacity and reduce thermals, better quality on the consoles or stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Man, if they're gonna keep chasing, I do like the ray tracing. It does look freaking cool, but I mean, if we're going through this generation, with ray tracing being our next big win in visuals, we're stuck at 4K 30 again, guys. I mean, that's inevitable, man. There's no way around. I mean, certain games are going to be able to probably push that. I mean, we've seen Insomniac do pretty good about. So, I mean, we're either at 4K 30 or 1440p with you're going to get cheap ass build products. Yeah, exactly. And I don't want like cheap stuff, I mean, I don't mind paying a little extra for a beefed up console, but Forza Horizon 5 is pretty huge jump and is still using the previous Forza tech. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I missed your stream about Forza being 4K 30. Why are we getting games at 30 FPS in 2021, especially a racing game? So I did that stream before I had actually found out that it is going to have two modes. It's going to have like a 4K 30 with really impressive visuals and draw distance and everything else. And then it'll have a 4K 60 mode as well. So basically the same thing that Ratchet and Clank did, man. And I'm okay with that, to an extent, because Ratchet and Clank really came out and that was pretty impressive. Yeah, I can't wait till Fable either, man. Oh my gosh, that game's gonna freaking blow. That game's gonna be so freaking beautiful, man. If they're using Forza tech for that, just looking at what they did with that is so amazing. No, there's definitely a 4K 4K mode with that, and I'm pretty happy about that. I was going to be so upset if we were going to get like a 1440p 60 on that. That would have definitely been like, oh gosh, definitely will be checkerboarded then. Yeah. I don't mind checkerboarding on certain games. Checkerboarding when it comes to like hair and vegetation doesn't necessarily always turn out to be really, really good. Yeah, I mean, if that FSR really works out really good, that'll be amazing. But Microsoft will have direct ML, direct machine learning in the Xbox by the end of the generation. I'm assuming that they're probably pretty close to getting that out. So that'll be a little bit stronger than the FSR. So it'll be more like DLSS, but probably not as good as DLSS. I don't know. I mean, who knows? They could dial back lighting, shadows, and other things instead. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they dial that stuff back, then it probably won't be too bad. I mean, like distant shadows and stuff. I mean, in racing games, like shadows do look nice, but you don't necessarily need them as much so that you can have more clarity or whatever. Because I would prefer clarity in a racing game over shadows or ray tracing. That's why I game on PC. Yeah. So you could just decide what you want to have on there or whatever. Problem with graphics is also power consumption. Yeah, exactly. And if we don't have if these things are just running on APUs, they're not getting as much power. I mean, what did they say these were, like 320 watts or 320 on, and then like the PlayStation 5 was like 350 or something. Yeah, exactly, man. Medieval Remastered, that game was freaking pretty cool, and it looked really good. I mean, if they would just go back and remaster a whole bunch of PlayStation 1 games, man, we'd probably be all right. PC specs, more or less similar to Series X hardware, are going to perform similarly, so it's no reason to worry much till we have Series X versus PC comparison with similar specs. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, that's kind of where we're going to get, because it's going to come out on PC. It's coming out. It actually, Forza Horizon 5 is actually launching in Steam day one too. So that's going to be freaking pretty good. Not going to lie, though, I love my Series X. Oh yeah, dude, I love my Series X. I love my PS5 too. I don't feel like sometimes like I'm getting that great of a value on my games and stuff on the PlayStation 5. I am a little disappointed with that, to tell you the truth. I feel like the price increase and the quality of what I've gotten so far, for the most part, just hasn't lived up to. I'm not getting enough playtime out of it, guys. I'm not coming home with a desire to jump on my PlayStation 5, like rarely ever. Ratchet and Clank, honestly. So Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet and Clank are the only two games that I've beat on my PlayStation 5 since I've had it, and everything else I've already bought. I bought a lot of stuff on my Xbox and already played through it on there. So I don't think there's a small factor PSU for consoles unless you want the power brick of the Xbox One. Yeah. Me personally, I don't really care if it has a power brick or not. Yeah, if they want to ship power bricks with them, I don't really care. You got a power brick with my PSVR. That thing has a little power brick on it, I believe. Look, it's nuts that you can't get those graphics in both consoles. Yeah. I'm actually, anybody who's never like seen PC, gaming up close, I mean, it's like, it's not bad. I mean, like what we're getting on these consoles really isn't bad visual wise. I mean, it's consistently gotten better over my whole lifetime. I'm not complaining, much about visuals. What I'm concerned about is I buy a lot of these games, guys. Like I buy so many freaking games, and and they just start to feel so much like the same game, like I'm playing the same game, like I'm just buying a DLC for one of the original games. And that's where I'm getting at, like this freaking Final Fantasy VII remake, dude, this Yuffie DLC, 4 hours for 20 freaking bucks, man. $20. The whole game was $60, and that took me 28 hours to complete. Like I don't know if I just don't know if I feel like I'm getting the value on my PlayStation 5 that I feel I should be getting with the price increase, because Jim Ryan told me straight up, man, we're gonna raise the price because we're gonna deliver way better games. And so far, guys, that just hasn't been the case. I mean, I'm hoping that things turn out better. Yeah. That Yuffie thing. I mean, I'm probably a little more than halfway through it. Because I looked it up to see how long the DLC was lasting people, and like 4 hours, man. I played it for like 2.5 hours today. I've beaten like one of the first bosses, and I've gotten pretty into it. I'm not doing any of the side stuff yet, but maybe I should to try to get like 5 hours out of it. I don't know. I don't have any desire to play it. I don't know. Yeah, $20 was a ripoff. They should have been. I mean, I know why they charged me $20. They charged me $20 for the freaking PS5 upgrade that they said was free or whatever. But I mean, it was free. I didn't have to buy the Yuffie DLC, but I bought it because I thought, wow, man, they've had a year, or more to work on this. I mean, it's probably pretty decent size, but 4 hours, man, that's just like, ooh, gosh, man, what are we doing, man? Like, I understand they need to make money and it costs them money to make this stuff, but at the same time, I want value, man. I buy my games digital. I don't buy my games on disc, so I'm never going to trade them in. I'm never going to cut these developers out of a freaking dime. So when I buy a game, I'm buying it with a lifetime commitment to have. So I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm still getting the same value out of video games as I used to. Maybe it's just because I buy so many of them and I'm not giving myself, enough time to like sit and play them. But I mean, I've got games that I've got. You really enjoyed the Yuffie DLC, but it should have been free or $10 at minimum. Yeah, I think $10 would have been a fair price for it, honestly, but $20, I kind of feel like that was them charging me for the upgrade, because that's the exact same price that they charged me for the Spider-Man update. It was $20 to get that Spider-Man update. And like there, I mean, yeah, I was gonna pay for that regardless because I love that game, but that's just the thing, guys. I mean, I don't know if we're getting value anymore. Especially when you compare like the cost of PlayStation games to like Game Pass. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's I just don't know if that's I don't know if they're ever going to be able to match that value. Which, I mean, they made an optional party character from disc 2 a $10 purchase. Yeah. What are you talking about, JC? Hey, game. How's it going, man? Nice of you to show up. I'm just complaining about the value of everything again, man. Final Fantasy VII Part 2 probably not coming until at least 2020. I'm probably thinking it'll be out. This is supposed to be the intermission or whatever, so probably next year after. It's a completely different team working on that, so I'm pretty sure they've been working on it. Part 3 PS6. Dude, if they split it up into like 3 freaking parts, man, I don't know. I mean, basically, we did the first. I never finished it on PlayStation 1. I couldn't even get past the Scorpion, so I don't know how long that section of the game lasted. All of Midgard. Oh, I play on my Xbox Series X probably the most. My Switch is probably my least played My wife and kids play the Switch a lot more than I do. It was one disc. Okay, so that first game was one whole disc. Midgard on PS1 was literally like 4 hours. Ooh, so well, I mean, at least they straight. I mean, it took me about 28 hours to finish that game. So I'm pretty good with the value of that. Like that's pretty good, man. I enjoyed that whole playthrough of it. You know what? The one thing I don't like about this Final Fantasy remake is like the angsty teen freaking like it's a teenager talking back to their parent all the time. Every time they like talk to each other, it's like a little teenager talking to a parent. I I mean, it is what it is, but I just oh gosh, I like how they expanded Midgard, but I wish they just took the time to make the full game instead of split it into parts. Yeah, I think they did. I think they split it into parts though to I do, but I don't like that. I mean, if it was coming out like every year, Soulstar, I would be happier with that. But seeing as we got the first game, then we got this intermission, then we'll get the last half of the game next year. I'm assuming around this time. Charging full price. If you calculate procs, it was going to be a 1 terabyte game with those graphics. What was going to be a 1 terabyte game? I mean, the last disc, the whole open map. Oh yeah, that's what they were saying. Like the whole open map for the second part of the game. Like I'm cool with that. You know, I mean, I really hope they ramp up the visuals though, because oh boy, I don't want to see all that muddy, blurry, freaking ugly textures throughout the whole open world. I want it to be a nice looking open world. I kind of like how they extended it. It's more story driven. Yeah, I'm okay if they extend it to like three at max, but with a lot more extended story stuff like that. I'm okay with that. I feel like that's fair, but I do kind of feel like it's a little bit like dragging their feet to put out, you know, so many games for a one game, you know. Final Fantasy on PS1 was low key, feels rushed. Yeah, probably. I mean, back then they were making games in like a year, dude. They were putting out a new Final Fantasy game like every year, man. Too many cutscenes, too many events, and open map. I'm still wondering how they are going to show this time the world map. Yeah, I want to see that. Yes, I actually honestly would love a Final Fantasy IX remake too as well. That would be Zidane. Yeah, Zidane was pretty cool, man. I did like that. You know, that's actually that's the first though. I beat Final Fantasy VIII first, and then I bought 9 and beat that. That game was pretty freaking cool, man. I like that. I really enjoyed playing those two. I'm trying to get around to playing 10 right now. I finally got it downloaded. I downloaded Elite Dangerous and Gears Tactics and Psychonauts, so I could try playing those too. Yeah, that the way they used to make those games with the pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff, they do hold up pretty well. Octopath Traveler, even that game looks really freaking pretty good, man, on the Xbox Series X. I was looking at Octopath Traveler. I downloaded that and I was playing that too a little while back, but yeah, 8 was kind of 8 was a little weird. I kind of like the visual presentation of 8 more than 7. 7 kind of looked more like a kid game, but then when you get into 8, it started looking more like had that more realistic look to it. That's why I think I like that one more. And then 9 was just freaking amazing. Yeah, but you can go crazy with those graphics. What on on Final Fantasy 9 on PC. Speaking of value, I remember listening to someone that is visually impaired talking about how Game Pass allows them to try games to test if it has disability features without risking full money. Yeah, dude, that is so amazing. That is so amazing that the Game Pass is the best thing to freaking hit the games market in a long time. Yeah, 7 did not look that great. Yeah, he looked like an emo kid. You know what? Back then, though, what was it like 1990 something when those games came? It was in the 90s, wasn't it? Like 99 or whatever. I mean, the emo was cool back then, bro. Oh no, I thought you meant Elmo. Yeah, Elmo was cool back then. No, no one cares about disabilities until it affects them personally. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's probably true. You know, I mean, especially in our society. I started this video out today talking about, so there's this dude that got on a kayak and was like out in the ocean or whatever, and he was like he was like doing like a trip, and then the waves and everything got too bad, so he called and had him come and rescue him. And now the people that write the news are like, well, it was like $40,000. I mean, who's going to pay for this? I'm like, are you guys freaking stupid? That's the whole reason we pay taxes. Like, literally, that's the reason why we pay taxes, so that we're not stuck with bills for like making mistakes, man. It's just that's I mean, and that goes right into your thing about nobody cares about disabilities. People are really they're getting to the point where they're just like, where everybody's becoming like only caring about themselves, or I mean, or stupid stuff. It's getting bad. 1997 or 98. I prefer Final Fantasy 6 on the NES. Dude, aren't we getting like that whole collection 1 through 6? That's going to be freaking amazing. If we get that all on like Xbox and PlayStation, we'll be able to. Ooh, man, I'm getting over. That'd be kind of cool if they remade those too, with like modern visuals or whatever. But I mean, that's a lot of work. But they probably could get, just like Capcom's doing with the Resident Evil series. I bet Square Enix could go back and redo all their. You are getting a Chaos remake. Oh yeah. I mean, I think the Square Enix could probably go back and use all that story and rebuild these games for modern thing, and just make money off that for the next 6, 7, 8, 10 years, man. Probably beats what they got coming out right now. That ever thought about getting GameFly? Thinking about getting it for third party and PS5 games. I've never thought about it normally, because I've just, I would just, I mean, for the most part, I just buy my third party games. The only reason I signed up for Xbox is because it's there and it's available. When I first signed up for Game Pass, I didn't even really care about it. I got like a free trial with my Xbox One X when I bought that, and I just kept paying for it. And then I bought the and then I canceled it. And then I just when I re-signed up for it, they just converted all my gold to Game Pass Ultimate. So I just kept paying for it. I just buy it at 3 months at a time now, though. Yeah, if Square Future is mobile, man, they could probably get all those games on mobile. All FF1 to 6 and mobiles. Yeah, that's really not going to be that great, though. I don't think I'd be okay with that. Wouldn't be too happy about it. I don't want stuff like that on a mobile. I want to be able to play it on my console. That's just dumb. Yeah, Game Pass is like having those old demo discs. Yeah. Working on BioShock Infinite right now. My first time in the franchise. Happy to say it's been a good game. Yeah, definitely a good game. I have BioShock Infinite collection. I have the BioShock collection on PlayStation 4, I believe. They'd make a bunch of money putting all the Dragon Quest on mobile. Yeah, that's true. They probably would make a fortune. So I don't I don't blame them for going that way, but I do kind of think it sucks that they're leaving us in the dust and being like, all right, well, see you guys, and then just giving us not that great of games. So yeah, it's a little frustrating sometimes. Um, I downloaded that Dragon Quest, that one that what was it, Dragon Quest 4 or something, or on the one that's on Game Pass, and that's a pretty good game. I like that one. It reminds me of like old JRPGs on the Dreamcast, man. I don't know why. Every time I play a JRPG now, it takes me back to like the Dreamcast 11. Dragon Quest. There's one of them on the Xbox. Dragon Quest 5 or let me go and see. Oh. Yep, you're right. Dragon Quest 11. Hey, what's up, Almighty Justin? Happy Father's Day to you guys too, man. If I forgot to say it. Oh, and then Dragon Quest Builders 2. That's right. So yeah, you're right. It was Dragon Quest 11. Oh yeah. Sorry, I got to turn that back off. It gets too bright in here with that on. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. I played some of that the other day. I don't know why, man. I'll download these games. Does anybody ever feel like when you download a game on Game Pass, it doesn't feel like it feels different to you or weird? You know, like you don't because if I download a game on Game Pass and it doesn't like hook me pretty quick, then I'm less likely to keep playing it. Does anybody else feel like that with a Game Pass subscription? Like if you don't get hooked pretty quick, well, I mean, because if I spend money on the game, then I force myself to play it, more than most other games. If I download them on Game Pass, I'm a lot quicker to not play them if I don't get hooked pretty quick. Like imagine buying it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just imagine buying the games and then I'm stuck with them, right? So yeah, if so I wanted to talk more about what well, you better get Game Pass. I'm just joking. So if when when Flight Simulator comes out, if this is the whole freaking DQX is the one on Game Pass. Love that game. DQ Builders 2 is pretty dope. If you're ever looking for Minecraft gameplay with a focused story and JRPG, you know what? I might download that and look at it. I usually try to finish the game on Game Pass because I know it may not stay in rotation for too long. Kind of like watching a Netflix movie before it leaves. Oh yeah, you know what? That does make sense too. Maybe I should definitely start looking at it like that because I do love Game Pass and it and it helps me. Normally Game Punisher, honestly, when I do find a game on Game Pass that I like, I usually just buy it right then and there if I like it. Yeah, I mean, I have games in my library that I didn't play more than 2 hours and I paid full price for them. Yeah, exactly. I've got a few of those stinkers in my library too, man. It's so depressing to keep looking at them. Those games right there, I definitely leave on my hard drive though. Because I'm like, oh man. Like I bought Gravel when it first came out, and I was just so disappointed with that game. I just never played it. But then when I got my sim racing set up and played it again, completely different game, way better now, way better, much better experience. So I play it every once in a while now. So with with Microsoft's Flight Simulator, the backlog doesn't get any smaller. Huh? Nope, it just keeps growing. It grows way too fast. Especially this week, I got 3 games that I'm going to be playing. You know, the the Sea of Thieves DLC that's coming out this week can be played single player. So I mean, you can use Johnny, or not Johnny, but Jack Sparrow is like a an NPC, like an AI controlled, you know, like assistant or whatever. He'll like help you out so you can play, you know, more of that as a single player. Then I got Dark Alliance that I downloaded on Game Pass, and then Scarlet Nexus at the end of the week. So yeah, I'm hoping that none of these hit the backlog. To tell you the truth, I'm hoping that I can play all of them. I've been doing a lot better at playing through these games though. Now that I have this channel, it's a lot easier for me to just sit down but I'm rushing through them a lot faster than I normally would have. If that makes sense. Now I'm kind of rushing through them, but I am getting through a lot more gameplay and a lot more games now that I have a channel. Which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, you know. Most people want to see a review for a game, you know, pretty close to when it comes out. I think, like, I know I do. So if I don't have one out, because I don't get these games for free or nothing, I have to buy them. So I get them the same day everybody else does. So I basically have to focus on getting those games done and getting the review out, you know, fairly quickly. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, eventually, you know, I might get to a point where they like send me games before they come out. The only 2 codes I've gotten like 6 days after the game came out. So I was like, whatever, man, I had to buy them myself. So yeah. I mean, if that's but that is helping me out to be able to definitely review these games a lot more. I don't know if I'm going to review games that are on Game Pass. If I download them on Game Pass, like I don't feel like that's kind of genuine, you know what I mean? But if I buy them, I'm going to review them. Most people, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if you want to play it on Game Pass, just download it and play it and see for yourself if you like it. You don't need me to tell you to play it. Great thing about you saying you buy the games if you like it on Game Pass is you're supporting the devs more by buying it, and you get a discount. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, if it's a good game, man, and I like it and I want to play it, heck yeah, I'll support the developer and pay for that game. Because, I mean, think of all the developers I supported that I didn't like their game. You know, why should I not support a game? Hey, Capilla. Well, welcome to the chat, man. Doing all right, man. We're just talking about the value of games and cool games and Game Pass and all kinds of other cool, just interesting stuff that comes to mind while we're in the chat. And well, the whole theme of this is supposed to be looking back on the last 7 months and, you know, trying to find out if we're just going to keep going in the same circle that we've been going in for the last 4 generations, or if they're actually going to bring us something next gen this time. I think that we're going to see. I think my thing is, I think we're going to see on when Flight Simulator comes out. Hey, Dr. Ratio, Rashazo. Yeah, I don't know. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry, my friend. Yeah. So I'm thinking, guys, that Flight Simulator with the power of the cloud. I know. We've heard Microsoft, the power of the cloud. They said the power of the cloud when Crackdown 3 came out, and it was going to make everything freaking amazing. But the power of the cloud for Flight Simulator is going to make it so we can fly around the whole freaking planet in an airplane. Yeah, you said it good the last time. Oh, okay. Rishazo. power if the cloud, not this again, LOL. Hey man, the cloud's going to be great. You know what? Jet, PlayStation signed up with them so that they could use the power of the cloud too. So I'm thinking these smart guys that are obviously smarter than most of us that are making these games that we love and we fan over and we buy and we bring into our homes and spend countless hours on. I'm thinking they might be able to figure something out with the cloud. You know, if Microsoft Flight Simulator, I mean, they've already got this tech on the PC and it's working. You know, I mean, they're streaming the whole planet as you're flying over it to your thing. I'm going to be impressed, dude. I will call that next gen, truly next gen. If I turn on my Series X and I turn on Flight Simulator and I can get in an airplane and fly from here to China and it takes me 14 hours, I'll be pretty happy. Like, I'll be happy. I'll be amazed. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Sony's partnering with Azure in terms of like doing a Game Pass competitor. I'm thinking they're doing it for AI cloud computing to be able. I mean, most next gen games are probably going to end up being online only though. So Stadia was that. Yeah, exactly. Well, all streaming technology is based on the cloud. Yeah. So I mean, Stadia is not a bad thing. I don't think Stadia is a bad thing. I just think it was I just think that they didn't support it, man. Google didn't support it like they always do. If Google stood behind it, you know, and more people got better internet, because you need a pretty decent internet connection. I mean, I have gigabit internet, so any of the streaming stuff that I've done has been fairly pretty well. The biggest problem with it is the latency. The latency kind of sucks. But if you're streaming in data, like world data, like terrain and geology or geometry and like maps and stuff, that's a lot different than streaming in a whole game that you're reacting to at the same time. It's different. Like the technology can work a lot better for that. And I mean, they're going to be able to use that cloud data so that you can continue playing all next gen games. If you have an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, you'll still be able to possibly be able to play those games just by streaming them. Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of people that I know that have good internet and they got Stadia. They said that it's actually pretty good. It's not too bad. If we go by cloud technology, we don't need consoles or PCs. I personally would like the duality of it, because I would rather have all of my, you know, like all of my graphics and everything processed on my console, and all the terrain and everything streamed in, if that makes any sense, because it would take a lot of the load off my console, and it would give me far better. I mean, I've got my fingers crossed, guys. Like, I haven't completely jumped overboard and like, yeah, I love streaming, but if what I'm hearing about this flight simulator comes to pass, and it looks 4K on my Xbox Series X, and I can fly across the whole planet, and it takes me 14 hours to fly from here to China, I'm going to be happy. Like, I'm going to be really happy with that. That will make me happy. That will make me be like, yeah, this is what next gen is going to be. Because you imagine say you got an Ubisoft game, okay? Take a Ubisoft game, for instance, and you got all those NPCs, you know, and I mean, they can only program so much, you know, from the memory in your console. But what if all the NPCs, AI and everything was up in the cloud, and it was more robust, and like they put that in the game, and so now all of a sudden your AI, like if you're hooked to the internet, your AI is like really smart and capable. Whereas if you're playing from your console, they're just, you know, the same dumb idiots that they normally are in video games. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I'm excited for coming to, you know, being part of the cloud, you know, stuff like that, or all of that processing power can just be kind of beamed in there, you know, in the background, you know, streamed into your console, where it doesn't really take, you know, all that much. And then all of a sudden you've got like really smart AI, or you have, NPCs that are like living like a real life and like doing real things. Stadia has pretty low input lag. Can't wait for Xbox to implement Series XS hardware. Yeah. in the cloud. That's going to be a lot better once they get that in those server blades. The problem is on internet providers mostly. Yeah, that's true. You know, if you have good internet, you're going to get a better ping, and it'll be better. I just want the food from Fifth Element. That will make me happy. Whole turkey from a fill in a second. Yeah, exactly, man. That would be pretty cool. That's what makes Flight Sim so amazing, as opposed to a dev making an interpretation of the world. It's lifted directly from the actual set. Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. And the AI upscales it. I mean, I've seen some guys, you know, flying around. If you get really close to like the buildings and stuff like that, it starts to fall apart. But if you're just flying and you're kind of far away, I think they have some building, like anything that's like a major monument or whatever is highly detailed, whereas everything else is just AI upscaled or whatever. So I'm going to be pretty freaking happy if I can fly across the world. Yeah, it's amazing. Data like that can be streamed. That's what I'm taught. Yeah, graphics. I don't think graphics are as easy to stream as like anything anything CPU wise that would make that would boost like you know, anything that would take the CPU to like do the computing and stuff would be fine. And in your console just handle all of the graphics and all of that. This technology, man, could really make this generation pretty freaking intense, man. It's already applied to the models predicting weather. Yeah, exactly. You know, if you're flying around in summer and it's, yeah, fly over my house. I want to fly over my house and see if there's an actual house where I live. That's the first thing I'm going to fly over is that, and then I'm going to try to fly. I'm going to see how long it takes me to fly to China. I wonder if it has like a mode where you can give yourself unlimited gas or fuel for your plane. GeForce tries to do that in PC gaming, and it sucks depending on where you live. Yeah, yeah, dude. If you got terrible internet, you know, next gen gaming's probably not for you. No, I'm just joking. That's pretty messed up, huh? Yeah, I I don't know. I mean, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there could be like two. Like, if you're online, then you'll get like the better version. And if you have and if you have and if you have just the console doing all the processing, then say like I was saying, like if you're getting it streamed, like if you're streaming in data computed from the cloud, then you'll have like really smart AI. But if you're just playing it off the disk, then all your AI is going to be Cyberpunk 2077 AI, which probably sucks, but it's playable. That's the kind of things my mind has been thinking about lately when it comes to next gen gaming and stuff like that. That's kind of what I want to see. Like, I'm okay with the AI upscaling the visuals and stuff. You can see that in MMOs. Yeah, exactly. Like Black Desert Online's got some pretty decent. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're there, but they're dumb. They don't really do anything. JC Claymore, someone has probably tried. Look on YouTube, LOL. I wonder if you could fly over Area 51. Yeah, but I don't think you're going to be able to see anything that the satellites, only what the satellites would see. It's probably just a big black hole right there in the middle of nowhere. You run the whole game in your PC and just stream small data to a server. Yeah. And you get small data back. If you got terrible internet, maybe next gen isn't for you. Frog just gave Don Matrick a response. Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess next gen gaming just isn't for you. You're gonna have to move from the suburbs down to the city, so you can get right next to one of them 5G phone poles and be able to stream that data. Gosh, man, that's so bad, huh? Next gen gaming ain't for you. Oh, that's so bad. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean that. Like a big nope sign. Gosh, I don't know, man. I got gigabit internet. I get pretty freaking good download speeds. most of the time. Sometimes during like 5 o'clock or whatever, then my speeds slow down to like 300 or 400. But normally I'm getting like 600 to 800 megabytes of download speed. I mean, if we go like that, then it's really just online services. Yeah, and that's where that's where I'm at. As it was like, I do want to see this amazing stuff, but at the same time, how many people is that gonna take out of the gaming loop, man? E3 2013 Xbox One reveal. We have a product for people who can't get online. It's called the Xbox 360. Don Matter. Yeah. Oh gosh, man. Hey man, the server. Well, see, Don Matrick was just trying to get us to the point we're about to get to right now. He was trying to take away choice, whereas now they're just they're kind of making it, they're kind of like talking around it in circles. You know what I mean? Because once you play Flight Simulator online, you're not going to want to play it any other way. You know what I mean? Your Xbox or your whatever is going to always be hooked up online. I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, he wanted DRM. Well, I mean, he's basically got DRM now because I buy all my games digital, right? If I buy all my games digital, then, and I mean, like, that's the way it was going to be. I was going to buy my game digital and then basically stopping sales and then stopping consoles. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think Jim Ryan's I don't necessarily think Jim Ryan's a liar. I think he was telling the truth when he said what he said, but then circumstances changed the whole outlook, and they're like, oh yeah, you know what? Well, I guess we shouldn't lie to these people. We did make these games. I mean, these games will work on a PlayStation 4, so we might as well put them on there and make money because we only sold 5 PlayStations to people that can buy to people that are actually going to buy the games, and the rest of them are sitting in scalpers' basements. So they did it to themselves. If they would have made it so customers could actually buy those PlayStations instead of the scalpers, they wouldn't be in this position. They wouldn't have to have, Jim Ryan wouldn't have had to lie, but he was stupid and put them all online so that scalpers could buy them all up and nobody could get them. Because there's only 5 of us that I know of that actually have PlayStation 5s. The rest of them are in scalpers' basements. So they have to sell those games on PlayStation 4 because they're not making any money on people that aren't buying those on those things. No, I am trying to be a little bit funny, but no, I don't think Jim Ryan lied at the time, but I think circumstances has changed the outlook for how they're doing it. Because I already know most of those games. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I mean, before they said God of War was coming to PS4, I had already freaking said God of War is coming to PS4, and it was going to come out this year, but it got pushed back to next year because they need more time. I don't so much agree with that, to be honest, because you don't need consoles after that. And basically they can tell you to go PC or connect via your TV. Yeah. I mean, as long as, as long as there's a market for consoles, they're still going to make them. I think worst case scenario though is they will continue to make a cheap one, but the like the Xbox Series X's in the future are gonna basically be PCs that they're gonna charge. They're gonna make you start paying more of the cost for them in the future. I don't think. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I don't think the next gen consoles, when they come out in 7 years or whatever, are going to be $500. They're going to be like $700 to $800. Oh, it wasn't. It's going to work in PC players because they have better hardware already. Yeah. Do you think Forbidden West will come out this year? I do think I think that's the plan. I think they're close enough to get that out. I think God of War was supposed to come out this year as well, but circumstances kind of screwed that up. I do think we are going to get Horizon Forbidden West this year. They have said that it is on track multiple times in multiple interviews now, so I would expect it to come out this year. Yes. And if not, do you think that will be bad? I do think it would be bad. I don't necessarily. I've already said that if Sony does not produce that game, well, I mean, we'll still have Deathloop, we'll still have Ghostwire Tokyo. So no, I don't think Sony's in a bad position this year, to tell you the truth. Either way, I do think that if they don't get Horizon Forbidden West out this year, though, I'm going to be mad personally, because that's one of the reasons I bought a PlayStation 5 so early, so that I could play that game. So I'm going to be mad, but I don't think it's really going to affect them too much in the long run. Nintendo and Xbox, yeah, both Nintendo and Xbox have got a pretty decent lineup coming this year, so Sony's going to have to do something. Sony's still got a pretty decent lineup. You know, they got Kenya. In 2 days, we're going to find out about Silent Hill. I mean, they're going to announce that in like 2 days or whatever, and that might be coming out at the end of the year. Then we'll have Horizon Forbidden West, and we'll have Ghostwire Tokyo as well as Deathloop. So PlayStation 5 still has a pretty decent lineup coming out this year. So I would not freak out too much. And I mean, like Azu just said, worst case scenario, it comes out in January. The future I see, if they want that, is either just make everything a shop app in TVs and PC. Yeah, I do think that for Forbidden West. Otherwise, they would say already a date. Yeah, normally they would have set a date for that, but I think we're going to get it. I think we are going to get it this year. I definitely think Forbidden West is going to come out this year, unless they do need more time to fix it and they really do have Silent Hill ready. That would make everybody shut up. You know what I mean? If they do announce Silent Hill and it comes out this year, nobody's going to care. I'm the only one that's going to care if I don't get Horizon Forbidden West this year. Game Pass on Switch. Yeah, the chances for Game Pass on Switch have already came and went about a week ago when E3 happened. Lost Judgment 2. Oh, yeah, Lost Judgment. Yeah, you're right. Wait, Lost Judgment. Lost Judgment.
According to
Oh,
Wikipedia.
yeah, that's coming out this year as well, but that's coming multiplat, dude. I mean, there's still games coming out from like Ubisoft and everywhere else that we're going to have games to play by the end of this year. PlayStation people are going to be fine. They're not going to be too mad. I mean, all 5 of them guys are going to be happy. Gaming, I will care because I don't think Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo are big enough games for the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, you know, Aizen, if you're a PlayStation fan, man, and like you're worried about, you know, like them saving face or whatever, you shouldn't have to feel that way, man. Like, if you love your PlayStation, bro, and you like PlayStation games, just be happy and get and I mean, if the developer needs a little bit more time, they need a little bit more time. If that's one of those games that you were really looking forward to, like I'm looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West as well. Horizon Forbidden West, Forza Horizon 5, and like Halo Infinite are all games that I am really looking forward to this year, and I would be heartbroken if I didn't get them. So, I mean, I don't feel there's no reason to like really be to really be that upset about it. But I get what you're saying, man. I mean, but I feel like that's more in line of like, are they going to be able to compete with Xbox and Nintendo? And dude, PlayStation is the market leader for a reason. They even if they have a crappy end of the year, the beginning of next year is looking God of War, GT7. Yeah, dude. I mean, like we're set. I don't think if God of War, you got to look at it this way. If God of War was supposed to launch this year, there is a good freaking chance that thing's coming out at the beginning of next year. I mean, I don't like them so much, in my opinion. The rumor about Nintendo X collab suggests news would come this fall. Oh, okay. So yeah, if we didn't, yeah, I was thinking that any news that we were going to get on the Nintendo would have probably came at E3 or at the Nintendo show. When they going to bring Twisted Metal back? Hopefully soon. Hopefully really soon. I actually like that. Ghostwire is interesting. That game is dead. No, I don't want Metal. I wouldn't mind another Twisted Metal. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, Twisted Metal is back. They actually changed the name to Wreckfest. It's pretty good, man. They gave it away on PS Plus 2 months ago. I'm joking. I kind of doubt it's Game Pass on Switch, but we'll see. Well, I mean, Nintendo is open to collabs, obviously, because they got Mario with the Rabbids, so they might be more open to something like that than Sony, you know? Oh, damn, I thought Lost Judgment was exclusive. No, we get it day and date that PlayStation gets it, man. I'm freaking super excited about that. That is really good. Hey, Sev, how's it going, man? I haven't seen you for a little while. Kind of doubt Nintendo will let anything else on their console. Yeah, you know what, man? They might, dude. I mean, Nintendo's a little bit different than PlayStation and Xbox, where, I mean, Nintendo let Ori and the Will of Wisps on there, so I mean, there might be more stuff like that coming. I get that, but it's been 4 years. I'm just really bored. The indie games aren't looking that good this year. Yeah, I get what you're saying, man. What? I mean, Ratchet and Clank didn't do it for you? Yeah, dude. I mean, it's depressing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, sometimes it's pretty depressing on the PlayStation 5 because you buy a game like Ratchet and Clank, you pay $85 for it. It takes you 10 hours to beat it. Me, in my case, I was kind of rushing through it so I could do a review. Other people might take their time with it a little more, but I was rushing through it. I was trying to get through that game to get done with it as fast as I could. So I'm gonna start saying it's like a 13-hour game because I did rush through that. But yeah, man, there's really not a lot first party on PlayStation. I mean, a lot of people say they buy these these systems for first party games, but in my lifetime, that's never been the case for me. PlayStation may be the market leader now, but so was Xbox during the three. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's always things that can change. Yeah, I think that I definitely think that Xbox is going to pull ahead a lot. Is Returnal worth $70? No. I would say $50. They did fix. They did do a patch. I just played it yesterday. They did do a patch, so the game does feel more balanced. I reviewed it before, and I said that it was unbalanced. It does feel more balanced now. It doesn't feel as relentless. It doesn't feel as relentless now. So I don't know, man. If you can get it on sale, I would buy it on sale. I think $50 is probably a good price for Returnal. The name of Twisted Metal to Destruction All-Stars. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Destruction All-Stars. That game was so that game was so dumb, I just completely forgot about it. Nintendo has a console seller game next year, so they don't care. Yeah, exactly, dude. If Breath of the Wild 2 is going to sell a lot of freaking Super Nintendo Switches. Have you ever gotten into the... Yeah, I played the Yakuza series. I played 6. I'm playing 7 now, and I'm playing Judgment. I do plan on going back and doing and playing the first 5 games. And Yakuza 0. Yeah, Nintendo has positioned itself really good as a companion console, for sure. Even if it's not your main platform, it never hurts. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've got 2 Switches around here, so when games come out that like really catch my eye, like Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid, I'll definitely be playing both of those. I like Returnal, a roguelike game with just good graphics. Yeah, I kind of wish Returnal had better graphics, that's for sure. PlayStation have always been the market leader, even though they were horrible at the start of the PS3, they still ended up winning worldwide. Yep. I mean, it doesn't really matter if... Yeah, I mean, it does. It does matter how many consoles you sell. I don't care what Microsoft or any of them say about subscriptions. It does matter. Just FYI, PlayStation has just hired a whole studio dedicated. Nice. Got them for a good price, according to my brother. That's good, man. If they're going to start porting everything, Sev, that's amazing. That's going to definitely boost sales for PlayStation, and that's going to be good for them. I think I would be more calm if we had a legit answer that Forbidden West was coming this year. That way I know I would have something to play this fall or winter. Yeah, I mean, I too, like I said, I too am really expecting that game to come out this year. I think that we are going to get. I think that we are going to get news on that here in the next month or two. They've been talking about it a lot more. They brought it out, they showed it off, and now they are going to start the. Honestly, I kind of feel like is what they did was they showed it off right now, so that they could get a reaction, from the community, or they were showing it off right now, so that or they were showing it off right now so that they could prepare everybody for like, oh, don't worry about God of War and Gran Turismo coming to PS4. See, look how great it's still gonna look. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's coming out. Yakuza 0 is the best masterpiece. Yeah, I definitely. When I do go back and start those, yeah, I'm going to start with that one. PS3 ended winning because people got tired of Call of Duty, and Xbox screwed up with Xbox One. Yeah, but don't forget, PS3 came out. Yeah, $600 what I paid for my first PS3. I feel as though Sony likes to wait last minute then tell fans bad news. No, because we got they gave us the God of War news and everything like pretty close. They definitely came out and told us when Gran Turismo 7 wasn't coming out this year. That was pretty devastating because I was really expecting to have that game this year too. I doubt they will be porting everything. They are just for select ports that are coming for now. I doubt anything will go day and date anytime soon. Yeah, I've been saying probably the end of the year on that, Sev. Yakuza 0, Like a Dragon. Yeah, those are good games. I don't think Sony will leave the holiday season without a game unless they absolutely have to. Yeah. Forza or Horizon Zero Forbidden West is coming this year. They wouldn't have showed it. They wouldn't have showed that gameplay if it wasn't going to come pretty soon. Like I'm pretty sure it's going to come. They won't release it in a bad state, but it will come. I'm pretty sure they can get that finished by the end. Like it already looked good. It looked like it looked pretty stable, so I could definitely see it. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have what if we get The Last of Us 2 remake? On Yukaza Kuma right now, going through it all 2.6, yeah. Last of Us 2 remake for PS5 for the holidays. Yeah, they'll definitely have that one out for us. I hope PlayStation games go day and date. I see it coming in the future, but just not right now. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen until about the end of next year. Will there be stock for these systems for Black Friday? I doubt it. I mean, I think the stock thing's going to calm down pretty soon. If you think about it, PlayStation 5 has already sold more than PlayStation 4 did in its lifetime right now. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to be there. It's going to start relaxing more and more every week. Yeah, very limited. Wow, man. Okay, there's stuff Black Friday this year. Okay. Evans, please tell us if Bloodborne is being ported. Yeah, exactly. We need to know that because their Twitter feed of Sony is exploding every day. Say something about a game and the time will come out. Bloodborne, yeah, Frogboy Gaming. Do you think Sony will wait until August for the next? Maybe August. Yeah, I don't know. I think they might do something a little sooner. I'm kind of thinking that Horizon Forbidden West is going to launch around August or September. Well, no, wait. Deathloop was supposed to be coming in September, so they'll have something around then, yeah, because they got Deathloop, and then yeah, we might have to wait till August. I don't know, man. I'm hoping way sooner than that. I want to be able to upgrade my SSD in my PlayStation 5. That game needs mods, but it working on PS5 really doesn't really mean it runs well on PS4. Yeah. That's very true, but we're talking about the PlayStation guys, and most of those games that they're putting on PlayStation 4 are already built for the PlayStation 4. I don't know personally, but from what I've heard, the code is circulating around, so something is going on with it. Hope so. I would like to snatch up a PS5 for when Final Fantasy 16 comes out. Yeah, I was hoping that they were gonna say something more about that this year, to tell you the truth, but I think we got a better chance of Horizon Forbidden West coming out than we do Final Fantasy 16. Star could be a port, could just be a PS5 graphical enhancement. I'm not sure what it is, but the game's coding is circulating again, so something is definitely happening with it. No, it's not worth buying it in PS5. I mean, the only reason the game must come out is for PC. For the mod support it will get. Yeah, definitely. Morning, Andy. How's it going, man? You've missed a whole lot, actually. Like a lot. No, I'm just joking. I'm excited for Deathloop, but I don't think that counts in lots of hearts. Yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm gonna buy Deathloop just because, but honestly, I don't know, man. Deathloop kind of looks like a game I want to play, but it kind of doesn't look like a game. I don't know if I like the aesthetic of it, but the gameplay does look pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it's like a stealth type game or whatever to get in there and do stuff like missions, that'll be cool. But if it's online, that might screw up my desire to play it a little bit. I don't know. I've heard you mentioning getting PC built soon. When do you think that'll come together? I'm gonna shoot for probably the end of whenever I can, probably, because I don't want to buy anything just garbage. I want to wait until I can get the right stuff. So I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm looking for a graphics card for the most part first before I start trying to build one. Plus, I want to see YouTube exploding with Bloodborne coming. Yeah, exactly. I think half of these games that are supposed to come out 2022 are going to come out 2023. No, I don't see that happen. I don't see that happening. I think the worst of it, now that we're starting to get everybody vaccinated and everything, like it's gonna change really fast. Like they're gonna get back to work, working in the office, and things are gonna start happening and coming out a lot faster than we would imagine. I think a lot of America is already, going good. So Bloodborne comes to PC, then PlayStation will see all that money, and the almighty daughter signs in their eyes will be very noticeable. Yeah, exactly. So many people are going to buy that game on PC, it ain't even going to be funny. Deathloop looks like a niche game, also not so much of a mainstream. Yeah, that's very true. Noticeable. So I think they must do a PS Store in PC. Yes, they should. That's how this will end, to be honest. I think Deathloop might be surprisingly mainstream. Kind of has a GoldenEye. Yeah, you are kind of right about that. Games, quiet. 2022 should be a lot better. Yeah, I'm definitely expecting 2022 to be a pretty freaking hot year for games, especially for PlayStation games. Everything that they push back, I think we'll either get Gran Turismo 7 right at the beginning of the year. That's probably why they pushed that back, is so they could put it on PlayStation 4, and they want to launch them both at the same time. And God of War will. Yeah, you're right, but I think God of War is coming out earlier in the year. I would say if I had to guess, I would put Gran Turismo 7 around January, February, and then I would put God of War probably April, like the last one launched. I think April would be pretty legit for that one to come out. And then whatever they've got planned for, then and beyond. Nah, I don't think it's going to come in the holiday. They've. I don't know, man. If they're that freaking far behind on it, I don't think they would have announced, it was coming out this year, last year. You know what I mean? I feel like they're close enough. Yeah, wait till Elder Scrolls 6 is announced to be Xbox exclusive. Then the internet will explode. We are going to need facilities for the Sony Pony. yeah. They're definitely going to need something. They're going to pace their games. That's not what, so that is not what either CEO from PlayStation or Xbox have said. They have said nothing about pacing games. They have said full steam, games out, rapid succession right after another. So if they start pacing games, then like, what the hell, man? I'm expecting fast succession, just like, PlayStation said. They said they're going to have them out pretty fast. Final Fantasy 16 Forspoken is supposed to be 2022 or 2023. And then Final Fantasy 16, I thought was coming out this year. So I don't know, maybe next year for Final Fantasy 16 as well. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they've got Final Fantasy 16 and Forspoken both coming out next year, then we're going to get one a quarter, possibly. We're going to get Gran Turismo at the beginning. We're going to get God of War in the second quarter. We're going to get Final Fantasy or 16, in the fall quarter, and then we're going to get Forspoken for holiday. We need to make PlayStation Sony Pony safe space. Yeah, I'll start wearing a safety pin when I do my lives. He's gonna say it. He's not gonna say it. I was asking about your PC build because during E3 I saw you were streaming some of it, but I saw buffering issues. I think an improved rig would help. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'm definitely going to get a better one. I just need to find a good graphics card. Once I find a graphics card, then I think that I'll be able to get the rest of the stuff a lot easier. I'm shooting for a 3070 or a 3080. I'm not going to shoot for a 3090. I don't want to spend $1,500 for a damn card. We need new Conquerors. Just saying. I need a good adult. Yeah. They have a problem with supply of consoles. That's why the games are going to PS4 also, is because these companies lie when they say full steam ahead with games. We cannot trust Jim Ryan. No, I think you're right. I don't think we could trust Jim Ryan. I mean, he's already basically told us that he believes in generations and that he and PlayStation games are already going to PC. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you should trust any freaking corporation or CEO, man. Like they all say what they got to say when they got to say it. Yeah, that Conker's Bad Fur Day was pretty good. Yeah, I think Jim Ryan's doing his best too, under the circumstances of what's going on in the world. I'm not going to kick him that much. I mean, he is making changes to PlayStation that are going to benefit everybody in the long run. But he's got to make money for his shareholders too. So he's got to put his games on PlayStation 4 and he's got to put them on PC. So that's all right. I mean, where I'm thinking is, if it's costing them $100 million to make those games, yeah, dude, sell them anywhere you can. Sell them wherever you can. Put them on Xbox. I'll still buy your PlayStations. I don't care. Trust the Old Spice guy. He will not let you down. Oh gosh, yeah, his PR is going crazy. It's all over the place. I don't know. I mean, as much as I want to jump on the whole thing and like call Jim Ryan out and call PlayStation out, especially because of how the everybody's treated Xbox for being upfront. in the end, man, I mean, yeah, I might get a whole bunch of crazy subscribers to my channel, but do I really want that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a whole bunch of bloodthirsty fanboys, coming to my channel and like picking fights with everybody all the time. This is a console neutral channel completely. I play both of them. I love both consoles, so I don't want a whole bunch of, rabid freaking people in the chats every time. The fact that these games like Forbidden West and God of War are being made on 8-year-old hardware, it makes you wonder, why do they need more time on those games? They mastered that hardware. I don't think it's necessarily that they need more time on them. I think it's, because they were all literally working out of from home, and we expect that high quality of, God of War and Forbidden West and stuff like that. I mean, Guerrilla Games and Sony Santa Monica, those are amazing studios. And if they need more time because they were all out of the office and they couldn't work together, I think that's mainly what is going on. They need that quality. I think I'm sure it's more for polish and quality assurance than anything else. I think the game is already built. I think it's already done. I think it's already ready to come out. They just need to make sure the quality is there and squash bugs and stuff like that. Xbox has to be humble, but when they start growing more and trying some crap, they will be called out to. They aren't safe from scrutiny either. Yeah, that's true. Neither one of them should be. I have been pretty hard on Sony, for the most part. I get told all the time I'm an Xbox fanboy, so I mean, it is what it is. I do like my Xbox. I do play my Xbox more than my PlayStation right now, but hey, I bought all my third-party games on the Xbox. That's mainly why. PS4 edition might be done, but the PS5 edition might not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just still polishing and Q&A and all that stuff, man. At the end of the day, Jim Ryan taking care of shareholders. Exactly. That's who matters, the people that fund the games that we want to play. As things are now, though, they are just being more pro-consumer than PlayStation is. Yep, that's why you got to call me names. I'm not an Xbox. I'm a pony. No, I'm just joking. If Xbox bought NetherRealm Studios and gets MK license, wonder how that would affect the next movie. The one that just came out was amazing. You like that one that came out? I wasn't really. I've been a PlayStation or a Mortal Kombat fan since the beginning, and I don't know, man. I'm having issues with that new movie. Them throwing that new fighter in there, just kind of, and taking Johnny Cage out. If Johnny Cage would have been in it, I would have been happy. Did you finally beat that level on Returnal you were streaming? No, I gave up on it, and I haven't even went back to it. Amy, I was pissed when Hermhole said they were having problems with performance capture because it's been 4 years. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was pissed when they came out showing the game at 4K 30. I wanted to see it at 4K 60. I was hoping that it would be a legit 4K high quality 60 FPS game because of the power of the PlayStation 5. I mean, that threw me off when I saw it at 30 frames a second. I was like, oh gosh, if you don't open PS5 5 times a day to play Astrobots, you're an Xbox. So be it. I'll take the crown then, because I'm not touching that game ever again. I haven't touched my PS5 since I beat Demon's Souls Remake. The other games haven't interested me except Ratchet and Clank, but it doesn't interest me at $7. Yeah, exactly. $70 for that. That's a pretty tough sell, man. I mean, if it was $60 like last generation, I would be fine with that, but yeah, I don't know. Johnny Cage is supposed to be in the next one. At least we can. Yeah, exactly. If Johnny Cage is in the next one, I'll like it. But this one here just kind of like threw me off. Yeah, I do notice that Sony is really quiet, but they also have a big announcement this week coming, possibly. Their crazy fans are making the marketing. Yeah, those guys are pretty. They're getting out there, man. I mean, like I do kind of think this Silent Hill thing is going to be the not even 60, $50 max, 45. I think PS Plus, honestly, Sev, if you can hold out till PS Plus in 6 months, definitely pick it up. I mean, it's a teen game. Like you might enjoy it, you might not. It is definitely a good addition to that series for sure. You didn't return to Returnal? No, why would I? She's such a wow, man. Yeah, I'm good. At least the game subverts expectations by making her face look like a foot. A potato. She looks like a potato. No. Yeah, I played Bug Snacks last night when I was playing Returnal. Have you played? No. I'm not buying that. Charging $7 for games when a lot of them are on PS4. I think yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at, man. I haven't played one. I haven't to this day. I have yet to play a $70 first party PlayStation high quality exclusive game. I have not played one yet. You are very true about that. I haven't played one yet, and I've bought every one that's come out almost, except for Bug Snacks. It's probably the only one that's worth $70. Probably. Looking into the future, I must ask: do you think we will reach player one reality? If so, when? Yeah and no. I mean, I never thought we were going to see, like in the 80s growing up when we saw all the stuff in Back to the Future. I never thought we were going to see any of that. And a lot of that's actually here. So, yeah, dude, I think that Ready Player One, I mean, if these server farms keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, yeah, they'll be able to hold that data to be able to stream to that. Yeah. So I do think it will happen, but I think we're unless there's major breakthroughs, probably 20 years out from that. Now, I mean, hopefully I'm still alive for that because I really, 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 really want to be a part of that. I think it's going to be a Silent Hill game. Yeah, it's definitely a Silent Hill game. Might be an old game from PS3 era called Siren. Yeah, I mean, that's true too. Deathloop is only like 55, not first party though. Yeah, Deathloop. You notice how any of those games that are Microsoft owned now are going to be like $60, like regular price. Is Deathloop only $55? I think. Oh yeah, it's $55 if you have a PS Plus subscription right now. That is true. So, guys, fun fact: every time I pre-order or buy an Xbox game, I usually get like 6,000 points for it, which is equivalent to about $6 if you trade it in for a card. If I buy an $86 game from PlayStation 5, guess how many points I get? I get 1 point per dollar. Guess how many points it costs to get a $10 gift card? Only 1,000. So, even right there is a major savings. The Xbox is saving you I mean, you don't get the 6,000 points every single game, but if you buy one of the games they're advertising, you get $6 on your reward thing. If it's Silent Hill, it's not coming out till 2023. Everything that I've seen has said that it's releasing in quarter 4 of this year. So, if they do announce that and it is coming in quarter 4, you could bet your bottom dollar you're getting freaking you're getting Horizon Forbidden West either September or October, because then you'll be getting the other one either November or December. Konami would have blown the lid already. Konami was supposed to be at E3. Konami pulled out of E3 this year in favor of doing this thing with PlayStation. So I am pretty set. Is Deathloop this year? Yeah, it's September. I think that's the new date for it, September. It was pushed. It was supposed to come out in April or May, but it got pushed back to September or something, or maybe August. Let me check. Now you got me thinking about it again. Oh, I bought this game on PlayStation, Fist of North, Lost Paradise. It was only $10, so I decided to pick it up. PS5. Coming soon. Deathloop right now you can get for $53.99 with the PS Plus subscription, and it is coming out on 9/13. So you have that on 9/13, and then you have Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh wait, why isn't Ghostwire Tokyo even on here anymore? You can't even pre-order Ghostwire Tokyo. Did that get pushed back to next year? Did that get pushed back again to 2022 or something? Yeah, I wish Elden Ring was this year too, but in a way I'm kind of happy it's not, to tell you the truth. If everything that we're supposed to be getting this year comes out, I have a bad feeling about Ghostwire. We know nothing about that game. I think if Ghostwire Tokyo got pushed back, I thought last I heard it was pushed back to October, but I'm not even seeing it as a pre-order on PlayStation now. I do kind of wish, yeah, I don't know, man. I want Elden Ring, but I kind of want it to come out next year still. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, it looks great. It looks wonderful, and I do want to play it, but I also want to be able to I know that I'm going to be spending a whole hell of a lot of time on Forza Horizon 5. I'm probably going to end up playing that throughout the end of the year when that launches exclusively for the most part. My son reminded me of why I hate single button pusher in fighting games. Oh yeah. You know what? There's this game. It's called One Finger Death Punch. So freaking cool, man. That game is so cool. If you guys ever see that, yep, Deathloop September 14th. And that is going to be definitely a good game for the most part. I don't know. Yeah, I hope it's going to be good. I mean, Deathloop was made by the guys that did Prey, right? Or yeah, Prey. I think it's the ones that did Prey, or gosh dang it, what's that other one? It's Arcane, so maybe it was, yeah, it was Prey. Dishonored, yeah, Dishonored. And then Ghostwire Tokyo is made by the creator of Resident Evil and Evil Within. I like the first Evil Within more than I like the second one, to tell you the truth, even though the first one was far more of a pain in the butt. Ooh. I'm so disappointed that tomorrow is freaking work day, guys. Don't want to go to work tomorrow. I just want to stay home. I wish I had vacation time. Oh. But I am going to go ahead and stop this stream now because I got to get in the shower and get ready for bed. And I am just pissed because there's nothing big guaranteed this year. I can't go 7 more months without nothing to play. I don't play Ratchet and Clank. Do you ever consider getting an Xbox and Game Pass? No, I'm just joking. No matter what people say about PlayStation ripping people off, they are no match for Nintendo. Yeah, exactly. Nintendo's pretty good at that, making people pay a lot of money for stuff. You know, Aizen, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If I call into work, I don't have any vacation time, so I got to lose that money, and that's like $200 a day, man. Don't want to lose that money, especially now at the end of the year with all the games coming out. Yeah, I mean, if you get I'm double vac. I've got my vaccine already. I'm 4 weeks. I'm 4 weeks since my second shot now. I would definitely I would I don't know, man. I don't think that, I mean, if you already got a PlayStation 5, maybe get a Series S, or you know, because you could probably find a Series S pretty cheap and then get Game Pass so that you got something to play. Because then at least, you know, you won't be like, that's the best thing about having two consoles, man, is I never have to worry about having games to play. You know, I've always got something to play, having both consoles for the most part. I think more stuff is going to come out this year, though. I'm willing to bet that Horizon Forbidden West comes out this year. So I don't think you're going to have nothing to worry about in that sense. All right, my friends. I'll catch you guys tomorrow at Fanboys Anonymous, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. But yeah, I got to go get in the shower and get ready for bed. I have to be a responsible adult. Sucks. See you guys. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I think I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year. I do. I have faith in it happening. Or have kids, you will never have free time to worry about it. That's true too, JC. Yeah. You guys have a good night, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 5. I hope you guys all come to Fanboys Anonymous. I still got to figure out the topic, but I'll get it posted as early as I figure it out. You guys have a good night.